Ever found yourself staring at a pile of receipts, wondering how to turn that mountain of paper into a neatly submitted expense report in NetSuite? You're not alone. We've all been there. That sinking feeling when you know you need to get those expenses into the system, but the process feels like navigating a labyrinth. Maybe you've tried before, clicked a few buttons, and ended up more confused than when you started. Or perhaps you're brand new to NetSuite and the very concept of digital expense reporting makes you break out in a cold sweat. Let's face it, expense reporting isn't exactly anyone's favorite task. It's often seen as a necessary evil, a time-consuming chore that pulls you away from more productive work. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be that way. NetSuite, despite its complexity, actually offers a streamlined process for submitting expenses. You just need to know where to look and how to navigate the system effectively. Think of it like this. You've just returned from a business trip. You've got hotel bills, meal receipts, taxi fares, and maybe even a few miscellaneous expenses. You need to get reimbursed, and your company needs to track those expenses for accounting purposes. So, how do you bridge that gap between your physical receipts and the digital realm of NetSuite? That's exactly what we're going to break down in this video. We'll walk you through the entire process, step by step, from gathering your receipts to submitting your final expense report. We'll cover everything you need to know, including creating new expense reports, adding expenses, attaching receipts, and understanding the approval workflow. Before we jump into the practical steps, let's understand why this process is so important. Accurate and timely expense reporting is crucial for several reasons. For you, it means getting reimbursed quickly and efficiently. For your company, it ensures accurate financial records, helps with budgeting and forecasting, and maintains compliance with tax regulations. Now, let's get down to business. First, you'll need to log into your NetSuite account. Once you're in, you'll want to navigate to the Expenses section. This might be located under Transactions, Employees, or a custom menu, depending on how your NetSuite instance is configured. If you're unsure where to find it, use the global search bar at the top of the screen and type Expense Reports. Once you're in the Expenses section, you'll see a list of your existing expense reports. If you're creating a new report, click the New button. This will open a new expense report form. Now let's start filling out the form. You'll need to enter some basic information, such as the report date, the purpose of the expenses, and the currency. You might also need to select the appropriate subsidiary or department, depending on your company structure. Next, it's time to add your individual expenses. This is where you'll enter the details of each receipt. Click the Add Expense button to create a new line item. For each expense, you'll need to enter the date, the category, the amount, and a brief description. The category is important because it determines how the expense is classified for accounting purposes. Make sure you select the correct category to ensure accurate reporting. Now, let's talk about receipts. Attaching receipts is crucial for supporting your expense claims. NetSuite allows you to attach digital copies of your receipts directly to the expense report. You can either upload files from your computer or take photos of your receipts using your mobile device. To attach a receipt, click the Attachments tab on the expense report form. Then, click the Upload File button and select the file from your computer. Alternatively, if you're using the NetSuite mobile app, you can use your phone's camera to take a photo of the receipt and upload it directly. Make sure your receipts are clear and legible. They should include the vendor name, the date, the amount, and a description of the items purchased. This will help ensure that your expenses are approved quickly and without any issues. Once you've added all your expenses and attached your receipts, it's time to review your report. Double-check all the information to make sure it's accurate and complete. Pay close attention to the dates, amounts, and categories. If everything looks good, you can submit your expense report. Click the Submit button to send it for approval. This will trigger the approval workflow, which may involve your manager, your accounting department, or other approvers. The approval workflow can vary depending on your company's policies and procedures. You can track the status of your expense report in NetSuite. You'll receive notifications when your report is approved or rejected. If your report is rejected, you'll need to make the necessary corrections and resubmit it. Now, let's touch on some common challenges and best practices. One common challenge is dealing with foreign currency expenses. NetSuite allows you to enter expenses in different currencies, but you'll need to ensure that the exchange rates are accurate. You can use NetSuite's built-in currency conversion tools or enter the exchange rates manually. Another common challenge is dealing with missing or lost receipts. It's always a good idea to keep your receipts organized and to upload them to NetSuite as soon as possible. If you do lose a receipt, you may be able to obtain a copy from the vendor. If that's not possible, you may need to provide a detailed explanation of the expense and obtain approval from your manager. Here are a few best practices to keep in mind. Submit your expense reports regularly. Don't wait until the last minute to submit your expenses. This will help you stay organized and ensure that you get reimbursed quickly. Keep your receipts organized. Use a folder or envelope to store your receipts until you're ready to upload them to NetSuite. Double-check your expense reports before submitting them. Make sure all the information is accurate and complete. Follow your company's expense policy. Familiarize yourself with your company's expense policy and ensure that you're following it. Use the NetSuite mobile app. The mobile app makes it easy to capture and upload receipts on the go. Utilize saved searches. NetSuite allows you to create saved searches to easily track your expense reports. You can create saved searches to track the status of your reports, view your pending approvals, or find specific expenses. Use expense reports templates. If your company uses specific expense report templates, make sure you use them. This will help ensure consistency and accuracy. Take advantage of NetSuite's reporting capabilities. Use NetSuite's reporting tools to generate reports on your expenses. This can help you track your spending and identify areas where you can save money.